Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt like every joint in your body has rusted overnight? Maybe your neck refuses to turn without creaking, your back feels taut as a steel rod, or your knees protest with each step to the bathroom. That stiffness isn't just an age thing, it can strike anyone, and it often signals something deeper happening inside your body. Here's the surprising truth: feeling stiff upon waking could mean you're making a series of daily mistakes that quietly undermine your joint health, muscle flexibility, and overall vitality. And if you don't catch these mistakes early, they might lead to chronic pain, limited mobility, and a cascade of health issues you never saw coming. So, if you're tired of feeling like the Tin Man every morning, stay with me because we're about to reveal 6 daily habits that may be responsible for that unwelcome stiffness. And the biggest shock is how easily you can fix them once you spot them. Let's talk about why this matters so much. Stiffness upon waking isn't just an inconvenience, it's often a warning sign. The older we get, the more each system in our body becomes interconnected. What affects your muscles often impacts your joints, circulation, and even your heart health. For instance, a Harvard study noted that chronic low-grade inflammation, a hidden driver of many diseases, can be exacerbated by specific lifestyle choices, and morning stiffness can be an early indicator of that inflammation. So yes, that simple ugh feeling you get when you roll out of bed could be your body's signal flare, telling you something is off. And once you understand the root causes, you can turn the tide, making mornings a lot easier, and your days more energetic. But here's the real shocker: most people assume it's purely about getting older. That's a myth. Sure, age is a factor, but it's far from the only reason you wake up feeling like you spent the night in a pretzel knot. If you tackle the underlying mistakes fueling this stiffness, you might discover that your joints loosen up, your mood improves, and you get a surge in daily motivation that's downright life-changing. By the end of this video, you'll have practical steps to fix each of these 6 mistakes. And pay special attention to the final one: it's the sneakiest culprit and the easiest to overlook. So, why is morning stiffness so universal? Researchers say it's partly because our bodies produce less lubrication overnight, our circulation slows, our movement ceases, and our joints and muscles stiffen from lack of activity. Combine that with a few lifestyle blunders, like poor hydration or late-night habits that sabotage recovery, and it's a perfect storm of tension and aches. If that sounds like a glimpse of your morning routine, I promise you, it doesn't have to be that way. Let's break down the mistakes. Mistake number 1: you skip a proper wind-down routine before bed. We often talk about what happens after you wake up, but your morning stiffness actually starts the night before. If you're watching TV until midnight, scrolling through your phone under the covers, or answering emails in bed, your body never truly shifts into rest and repair mode. Instead, it's stuck in a mild state of arousal. Your brain is still buzzing, your muscles remain slightly tense, and your cortisol, that's the stress hormone, can stay elevated. A study from the National Sleep Foundation found that individuals who spent extended screen time before bed reported significantly higher rates of restlessness and morning soreness. Now, think about how the body repairs itself at night. Growth hormone, vital for muscle recovery and tissue repair, is released in deeper stages of sleep, stages you may be skipping if you doze off with bright screens or an anxious mind. What's worse, that glowing phone or laptop also sabotages melatonin, the hormone that signals your body to sleep. The result is a trifecta of bad news: poor sleep quality, incomplete muscle recovery, and the kind of stiffness that greets you at sunrise like an unwelcome alarm clock. So how do you fix this? At least 30 minutes before bedtime, power down your devices. Choose a calming ritual like gentle stretching, deep breathing, or reading a physical book under soft lighting. Many people find that just a simple, no screens before bed, rule drastically improves how they feel in the morning. The relief in muscle tension alone might shock you. Mistake number 2: you're dehydrated, and don't even know it. Do you grab a quick coffee in the morning and call it hydration? Here's a hard truth: coffee doesn't hydrate you. If anything, caffeine can be mildly diuretic, meaning it makes you lose water faster. Chronic low-level dehydration can play a huge role in morning stiffness because muscles and joints need fluid to stay supple. When your body is underhydrated, your tissues literally shrink or stiffen, creating that feeling of dryness in your joints and tension in your muscles. A major study published in the American Journal of Public Health found that a significant portion of older adults are chronically dehydrated. It's not always about feeling thirsty. Sometimes, by the time thirst hits, you're already in a deficit. During the night, you're not sipping water, so your body can become even more dehydrated, especially if you breathe dry air or consumed salty or sugary foods before bed. Then, you wake up with muscles that haven't been bathed in enough fluid to keep them flexible and responsive. The remedy sounds simple, but it's more challenging than you think. Drink more water. Aim for a glass of water first thing upon rising. If plain water bores you, infuse it with lemon or cucumber for a boost of flavor. Some people find warm water with lemon to be a gentle morning detox. Just be consistent. Sipping small amounts of water throughout the day often works better than guzzling large quantities all at once. Over time, watch how your morning stiffness eases off when your joints and muscles are better hydrated. Mistake number 3, you sleep in an unsupportive position, or on the wrong mattress. Remember that feeling of waking up with a crick in your neck or a tightness in your lower back. You might blame age or a tough workout from the day before, but your sleep posture and mattress quality have a massive impact on how stiff you feel at dawn. When you sleep in a position that twists or strains your spine and joints, like curling up too tightly on one side or using a pillow that's too high or too flat, certain muscles remain under tension for hours. Let's talk mattresses. A saggy or overly firm mattress can misalign your spine. If your mattress is older than 7 or 8 years, it may no longer provide the support you need. Some people resort to stacking pillows or sleeping in a recliner to escape morning aches. While that might help for a while, it often leads to new issues in other parts of the body. According to sleep researchers at a Mayo Clinic workshop, aligning your spine in a neutral position drastically reduces muscle tension and can significantly cut down on those rigid aches. Here's how to improve things. First, evaluate your mattress. If you're sinking in too deeply or lying on a surface that's basically a board, it might be time for a change. Next, consider your sleep posture. Many experts recommend sleeping on your side with a pillow between your knees to keep the spine aligned, or on your back with a pillow under your knees to reduce stress on the lower back. Stomach sleeping tends to crank your neck at awkward angles, so if you can break that habit, do so. It might take some retraining, but your muscles will thank you. Mistake number 4, you neglect a gentle morning warm-up. Ever notice how athletes warm up thoroughly before intense training? Yet most of us hop right out of bed and expect our bodies to perform at 100% after lying dormant for hours. Morning stiffness is often your body's way of saying, hey, we're not ready for this yet. And if you push through it, like bending down abruptly to pick something up or twisting quickly to look behind you, you risk straining the very muscles that are still half asleep. A simple fix: adopt a short morning routine that involves gradual movement. This might be as easy as rolling your shoulders, gently turning your neck from side to side, and performing slow hip circles before taking your first steps. Some individuals do a short series of gentle yoga poses, like child's pose, cat-camel stretches, and downward dog, to flush out stagnant fluid and warm up the spinal joints. A study from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that a morning stretch routine can significantly improve flexibility and reduce perceived stiffness throughout the day. The best part is you can do it in just 5 minutes before you even get dressed. Mistake number 5, your diet fuels inflammation. It's tempting to think that morning stiffness is purely mechanical, about how you slept or how you moved. But what if your diet is the hidden culprit fueling inflammation? Sugar-laden foods, excessive refined carbs, and processed ingredients can set off inflammatory responses in your body that manifest as joint and muscle soreness, especially after a night's rest when your body should be in healing mode. Ever wake up feeling puffy or swollen? That can be a sign of higher inflammation levels, sometimes triggered by a late-night bowl of ice cream or daily sugary snacks that keep your blood sugar levels spiking. Researchers from the Arthritis Foundation say that diets rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, like omega-3s, can help lubricate joints and counteract stiffness. Conversely, diets heavy in processed sugars and saturated fats can exacerbate morning aches. So, examine your meals and snacks. Are they packed with fresh produce, lean proteins, and healthy fats, or are they full of white bread, fried foods, and sugary treats? If your evenings frequently end with dessert or salty snacks, try swapping them for anti-inflammatory options like berries, nuts, or a slice of avocado toast on whole grain bread. These small shifts can work wonders for your morning comfort, and you might see the difference in just a few weeks. Mistake number 6, you underestimate the power of stress. This last mistake is the sneakiest because it's the least physical yet can wreak havoc on your body. Stress doesn't just live in your mind, it burrows into your muscles, your joints, and your very posture. When you're chronically stressed, your body releases higher amounts of cortisol, leading to muscle tension that can linger, especially overnight. Come morning, your muscles feel like they've been clenched for hours, because they have. Many folks brush stress aside as just part of life, but studies from the American Psychological Association highlight how chronic stress can aggravate conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, and general joint pain. Picture your body lying in bed, but your mind is rehearsing worries about finances, family issues, or the state of the world. Your sympathetic nervous system remains slightly active, never letting your muscles fully relax. The result? A stiff awakening. The solution sounds simpler than it is: manage your stress effectively. This can include mindfulness practices like meditation, journaling before bed, or doing progressive muscle relaxation exercises. Some people find help in breathing techniques: inhale for a slow count of 4, hold for 4, then exhale for 4. By training your mind to let go, even if only for a few minutes, you give your muscles permission to release the tension, too. And if you combine stress management with the other adjustments we've discussed, like better hydration, an improved bedtime routine, and a supportive sleep environment, you'll likely see a dramatic drop in morning stiffness. Now, let's talk about the most crucial piece of all: consistency. Identifying a habit is step 1, sticking to the improvements is what changes your life. Sure, you may try a new pillow for one night or swap out sugary snacks for a day, but real results come when you turn these strategies into routines. Yes, it's a challenge, especially if you've clung to certain habits for decades. But the payoff is enormous. You'll wake up feeling lighter, more flexible, and with a vitality that defies your years. Let's drive home why this truly matters. Chronic stiffness sets off a cycle. You hurt in the morning, so you move less throughout the day. Moving less weakens your muscles and tightens your joints further, making you stiffer the next day. Before you know it, you're locked in a spiral that affects your mood, your independence, and your overall health. By tackling these 6 mistakes head-on, you're not just alleviating some temporary discomfort. You're protecting yourself from a long-term decline that can erode your ability to do the simplest tasks, whether it's gardening, playing with your grandkids, or just getting out of the car without wincing. So here's the real takeaway: morning stiffness isn't inevitable. It's often the result of how you treat your body, physically and mentally, day in and day out. Break the cycle now. Start by picking one of these mistakes that resonates the most with your lifestyle. Maybe it's the late-night screen time, the minimal water intake, or the stress you've been ignoring. Address it this week. Notice how your body responds. Then tackle the next. One by one, you'll create a domino effect of positive change that frees you from the dreaded stiffness. And if you're serious about turning those stiff, creaky mornings into a memory, stick around. Share your progress in the comments. Are you cutting out late-night sugar? Changing your mattress? Or sipping a big glass of water first thing at dawn? Let everyone know what's working and what's not, because your story might just be the inspiration someone else needs. Now, before you go, I have one simple invitation. If you want more science-backed tips on daily health, flexibility, and active aging, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss the upcoming video on 5 hidden signs your body is aging faster than it should. It's an eye-opener. Let's not just add years to our life, but life to our years. Go on, take that first step to break free from stiffness. Your body will thank you tomorrow morning.